I might be inflammatory, or I might retract what I say. This is gonna be straight off the cuff. I just wanted to let you know.
Oh, wow.
It might be inflammatory. Wait, what?
All right, let's just fuck it. All right.
Just roll with it.
America, and we saw that Chris Paul made his first NBA Finals, and unfortunately for him, lost his first NBA Finals. But with his stature in the game in terms of the point guard position, it's led to a lot of people questioning whether or not this loss really hurts Chris Paul's legacy, or does just making it anyway kind of bolster his legacy, kind of puts him up there in that top 5, top 10 point guard of all time discussion. Now, this is one of those pet arguments of my brothers JoJo and Jason Clay. And Jason Clay is a fan favorite. So y'all see we got Clay on this motherfucker for y'all. Okay. So we want to hear. We're going to start with Clay. Clay, do you think, well, I already know the answer, but America, y'all going to find out. Do you think this finals loss hurts Chris Paul's legacy? We're going to start with you.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to go my honest opinion. Then, but I'm going to go with, when people like certain players and don't like certain players, what they do. So, my honest opinion is no, because, shit, he always do this. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really like it's knocking it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, he been, I say when he finally start putting it together and you like, okay, he elite in the league, he always been kind of inconsistent for me. You see what I'm saying? But I like Chris Paul. I'm a point guard, so I like how he play. It's just that for me, he just disappear at inopportune times for me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't call him a choke type of person, but at a certain point, like you see the scroll is saying like, he the first to lose, be up 2-0 in 4 series and he losing. So at what point are we gonna start saying that he not as consistent or great as like I guess I don't want to say the media, but certain people portray him. Like he's a great player. I think he a first ballot Hall of Fame player because, like I said, I remember the young Chris Paul. He was getting it in. I remember the 25 and the 30s and 10s and all. I remember that Chris Paul. But at this point of his career, he disappearing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll kill a game. Then like next 2 games or 1.5 games, certain pivotal games, he playing mediocre. And for me, he the third highest paid player in the NBA, man. It's Curry and Westbrook. He's third. That means he making more money than Bron, Harden, KD, all these great players. He making way more money than them. So I'm expecting you to step up to the plate more. Then if you calling yourself a point guard, everybody call him a point guard, you can't be disappearing like that. Like with this series, there's no reason that Middleton and Drew should be outplaying you any point of the series. It shouldn't be that, man. If you this Chris Paul, because if we ranking players, only person that's supposed to be outplaying you is probably Giannis and might be Booker. You know what I'm saying? He young, he first getting up. But outside of that, you supposed to be at least the second or the third best player on the court. And this series, he wasn't. And that's why instead of being probably gentleman sweeping or sweeping them boys, shit, he lost 4 in a row because it's too little too late type of shit. You see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, when it's pivotal games, he'll disappear or have a subpar game or don't step up to like his competition. Like when Drew stepping up and killing like that, I need you to step up because he's not finna really do it like that. Giannis kind of got that boy on lock. So it's like, okay, I need you to do this. Or especially if any other person besides Giannis is going off. And some of them games he wasn't, and that resulted into losses. But momentum swing and all that. So for me, honest opinion, it ain't really hurt his legacy. It's the same to me. He's always been doing this. So it adds to his legacy of what he's been doing. Now let me give you the take of when you like certain people and bias take. Hell yeah, it hurt his damn legacy. He a choker. Cause shit, I mean, if you the first to do some shit, like, I know he done had bad breaks. I know he done, got hurt. Certain players got hurt. He done got hurt. This and the third. But come on now. I mean, if we gonna say certain players don't get it done, if we gonna say, okay, if we label certain people chokers or when they not showing up when they supposed to, he ain't no different. So okay, he the first to get this title of, okay, you the first to lose 4 series being up 2-0. So it's like, okay, that should be an indication of choking for me. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but it should. And then, like I said, going back to that, when are we gonna start saying that? Damn, he not really stepping up when he's supposed to. I guarantee you, if he play have a big game in between games 3 and 4, they probably win the chip. But he didn't. He had a bad game and an okay game, and that resulted into them losing. And so, in my opinion, like I said, the buyer's opinion, he got to get in that bag just like everybody else who don't deliver the goods. I mean, this is the team that he's supposed to mesh perfectly with. A great off ball shooter who can score off the bounce too, off the dribble too. He got that. He got a big man that's good in pick and roll. He got defenders and he got shooters that space the flow out. So what more did he need? I mean, it wasn't like to me, a healthy Brooklyn is the best team coming out there East, and they didn't have to face that.
That was your book, Brooklyn, right?
Yeah. I'm still going with that. A healthy Brooklyn, still the best team in the East, but I mean, injuries happen. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. Now you playing a team that to me, talent wise, is not better than that team that they beat. Because of injury, whatever, whoop the whoop. But at the same time, like I said, Giannis the one really killed him like that.
How much smoke you got with Monty Williams?
Monty? I mean, what you mean defensive?
Just game plan.
Getting ripped.
Just game plan. Just game planning.
What we talking about? Offense or defense, or just overall?
The coach. How much smoke you got with the coach?
Well, I'll put it like this: do y'all really think that he could have did the wall type of shit that everybody try to enforce and do that with? Do you think they could have walled them off with the team, with I guess the players that they had?
Yeah.
So hey, I'll put it like this. Let me see. I'm trying to think.
But when it comes to that wall basically they putting 3 cats around like the free throw line to kind of make him not come to the line. And when you think about it like that, that's like running a 3-2 because you got to have somebody on the back end to guard the goal. So all you got to do is put somebody in the corners, and Giannis, who can pass, he'll hit the corners, and then them folks butt naked or they're going to attack a closeout. So that makes the game easy. So when them boys start hooping, like Middleton started hooping more, Lopez hitting more perimeter shot, Bobby Portis,
yeah.
This joke up here calling this man Squidward and shit. This one right here. Don't look up. You know what I'm talking about.
Me and Joe.
You calling that man.
I didn't say nothing about him being Squidward.
See, you were so soft. You were so soft last episode. You don't even remember calling that man Squidward. That was that. But like when your teammates start making some buckets, it's hard to do that wall off shit. Because folks open then.
Well, I'm mad at him because he left Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah, I am too. But I'm put it like
now,
this.
Don't, Clay. This man is a Heat fan. Quit letting that man say this stuff. This man is a Miami Heat fan.
Look what hat he got on.
That what he got on today.
Oh, so he team hopping.
No, I told you why I'm with Miami. It's Jimmy. Jimmy is my guy.
Look, another Bulls connection.
Go ahead, Clay. I apologize.
But look, I mean, like I said, I mean, man, I don't know because I mean, I know Portis was hitting shots. I mean, later in this and the third, but I don't think they just was like blazing from 3 the whole series. Was I mean, who got the
they dominated in the paint.
Paint was a killer.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. If you running 3 guys right there, the corners are open, but you ain't got to take that corner. You can attack the closeout. You see what I'm saying? And that's really creating numbers on the back end. If you are putting 3 people to focus on one dude, that means Giannis is creating numbers for his team. He creating an advantage for his team.
So I'm trying to figure. I mean, shit. I'm put it like this. Did they? Because I ain't watched all of this. I ain't watched every game, every minute, and everything. Did they even try to attempt to do the wall off like that?
Yeah, in transition, when Giannis trying to come down and transition, they trying to do it. But
I don't even think it was really.
Do they have a person? I mean,
They
shit,
don't
man.
have the
It's hard 'cause
personnel.
I'm being partially biased because he's a black coach, but still, I'm trying. It's hard because I got to see like, okay, the teams that was doing that wall off shit on him, they had like, I mean, pretty decent size, pretty mobile, athletic play.
Miami had Bam.
Yeah, and that's
They
he.
had
You know, I
Jay.
want to find.
They had Jimmy.
you got Jimmy, who a guy.
Jimmy, Jay, and Bam.
Jimmy is arguably every year in that all defensive team shit.
Okay,
every year they had, and then Kawhi got him with Toronto.
Kawhi
won 2 Defensive Player of the Year award.
Gasol,
a Defensive Player of the Year.
Gasol. I think it was more me. Honestly, I think it was just Monty just did not want to do that. I don't know why Monty didn't want to. I don't know why Monty didn't want to just make Giannis just do something different. That's just me. That's just me.
He putting up 40 and multiple 40-point games. Shit, we gonna have to try to do something.
I do something different.
At this point, he the one cooking you.
He cooking.
So yeah, I got to. Well, shit, if you put it like that, I gotta put some on money. I got to because shit, you not trying to. I mean, I ain't mean to bring up Harden, but shit, when he cooking, motherfuckers is doubling him straight off a half court to try to make somebody else beat you. So I don't see why they wouldn't do that with Giannis. I don't know. Like I said, if they didn't never try to attempt that, then hell yeah, he gets some blame too. But like I said, for me, honest opinion, no, it don't hurt Chris Paul's legacy because I mean he always been kind of really doing this shit. We just really ain't, been on his ass about it. But if we want to judge him by the criteria how we do other players like that, man, hell yeah, it hurt his legacy. Cause shit, it's the point guard. And like I said, to me, in my opinion, if he have at least one more great game, I think them boys may win it. Cause shit, you had Booker going off. I mean, Aiden really had his hands full. Like I said, Giannis kind of erased him a little bit. But I mean, like I said, outside of that, now you just expecting like Crowder or somebody else to like really score when I mean it's supposed to be kind of like what Chris Paul kind of do. To me, he need to be the second best scorer on that team. To me, and like I said, this is what's catching him up. Is that okay? You got teams that's got scores on there. He's still kind of stuck in that traditional mode. Right. But I mean, like if your ass still trying to play in this type of era, you got to adapt a little bit. You see what I'm saying? You can't just be the same way all the time. You lose them because you got players that can score as well. Outside of Drew, he did his defense, or at least do some shit on the defensive side where you erasing some shit. That's my opinion on that. So to me, like I said, man, he ain't hurt his legacy. He just is more the same to me.
JoJo, what you think, man?
So much I could say here. I'm gonna keep it short though. Does it hurt his legacy? It does. If he doesn't win a championship before his career over. I know he said he's not done. Do I expect him to win in the future? I think it's gonna be really hard because I think everybody be back healthy. Folks gonna make adjustments, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? So I think it does only because he's not gonna be able to say that he's a champion. I mean, that hurts Barkley. We know Barkley put up stupid numbers, but the very first thing people gonna say about Barkley, he never won it. So I do think it's gonna hurt his legacy. As far as the final series went, now Clay said he needed to be at least the third best scorer.
Nah, third best player.
Third best players. I'm gonna just talk about points for right now, right? You had Giannis with 35. You had Book with 28. You had Middleton with 24. And then there was Paul with 21. Paul numbers were 21 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. He shot 52% from 3. He shot 55 field goal percentage. His free throw percentage was very low for his standard. It was 75. He's normally like a 90% free throw shooter. We know he had buku turnovers in a stretch. It was very unlike him. Me being honest and watching those games, I don't even know if I could say that if Paul played like he played game one, yeah, the Suns were gonna win. The Suns' entire team, they couldn't stop anybody. Nobody could stop you. Even Jay Crowder, even what's my spaghetti legs? What's his name?
Who, Mikal Bridges?
Mikal Bridges. Nobody who was even folks known for defense, they couldn't stop anybody. As far as Book, even I didn't notice. Y'all realize Book shot 26% from the 3-point line?
Yeah.
Drew.
Like, but Drew was on CP3.
We saw
him
him.
94.
No, he was on Book
Book
too.
He was on Book
He
too.
was on Book too.
26%.
But Book 3-point percentage ain't the best anyway. Like Book ain't the. I know Drake got the line wet like on Book,
Mhm.
but Book ain't the 3-point shooter we
when I'm
about.
single covered like Book.
Field goal percentage was 45. So it seemed like Book had a good series because he had those points, but he really didn't play like himself either. And as Clay said, I mean, Giannis looked like he told Aiden, you finna be non-existent this series. Because we ain't finna let what you did to the Clippers, 20 ball games, all that. He almost had one in the first game. But after that, as far as TJ question with Monty, you got to give Monty some blame because he didn't change anything. If it's not working, you got to change it. I mean, that's just common sense. But to end it, yes, I do think this loss will hurt his legacy if he never wins one.
All right, wait up, Joe. I got a question.
Okay.
If he go to like a super team and win a ring, do that change anything?
Nope.
Or do he got to win it like with this type of organic team?
It don't for me.
For me, it does if you go to the super team and you actually contributing in a way that we know you to contribute. You get what I'm saying?
Come on, Joe. You old school, man.
I'm
Don't let
just-
these young boys
I'm telling-
influence you with that, man.
This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you. Regardless of the fact, when we look years down the line,
Folks gonna forget it.
folks, as far as that, they're gonna look at, was this guy ever a champion? Was he ever a champion? And you could have all those numbers, but you gotta prove that those numbers really meant something. And what can validate it? A championship.
T, what's your thoughts on it, man?
Doc Rivers done it.
Oh shit!
Doc fault. That motherfucking Doc.
Oh shit!
Doc ass did it. 'Cause 2 of them times when his ass was 2-0, his ass fell, and it was because he was under Doc's watch. Doc did this shit.
Not spreading, choking. That what you saying?
Doc killed Chris Paul's legacy.
That's what you got.
I just want to give him different vantage points of how I look when I say it. I'm dead serious. Nah, seriously though.
Oh God.
Chris Paul's legacy is hurt by this because for many a day, people have said Chris Paul was the point guard. It's hurt to me, in my opinion. But I think he's just been the benefactor of just bad coaching. Doc, I got to give Monty some blame for this series. He didn't do anything to really try to challenge what Giannis's effect was on the other end of the floor. I have to blame Monty for that. I really do. I think when you really start to calculate everything that has happened in Chris Paul's career, it really boils down to the coaching staffs. that he's had. And truthfully, Doc, we know what Doc do. We know how Doc get down. And it's just not really championship material. Other than the one that he got in Boston, it's just not championship material.
KG was the coach of that team.
Okay. Neither here nor there. We'll take the Chuck KG argument on.
Some people like Joseph Forbes and Ray Earl Coleman, the 17th, do not respect KG, but
I
respect
That's not true.
That is true. That is true. It's true because I'm on the big screen. So it is true. Here's what we're gonna do. Chris' legacy is this. It's gonna be point guard. I think that's one of them things. I think that's one of them positions right now that is still kind of held in lower because of the many point guards that we saw in our day. The Isaiahs, the Stocktons, the Stephs, the Koozie. I mean, I ain't saying in our day. I'm just saying the people we've talked about, we've heard about in our time. Point guard was the guy, and it's changed now. So today, here we are discussing Chris Paul's legacy, and he's caught between eras. He's caught where people could easily argue, well, he's better than Isaiah. I ain't gonna say easily, but I'm gonna say people could argue he's better than Isaiah. Then you got a culture of people that are saying, well, he just don't get it done. He done lost 2-0 to like 4 different teams. One of them teams he broke something and lost, and he faded out. We got Clay on the panel that said he's washed.
Yeah.
By the way, that was the debate.
He's washed. Okay. So again, it's a lot to unpack there, and it's because at the time of the era we came into the game, point guards were important. They still are, but back then they were very important. They magnified your team. So I'll say this much. I said it the other week. He's a choke artist. He's choking.
You said it.
And I'm going to stick by it because of the simple fact that uncharacteristically, I never seen Chris Paul in these playoffs do what he did against Milwaukee. He gave up 6, 5, 6, 7, 8 turnovers. How many turnovers he had?
Nah, he ain't do all that.
He didn't have 8.
He didn't have no damn.
Did he have more than 5?
8 turnovers.
Did he have more than 5?
He had him in crucial moments.
Asking for a friend.
He averaged almost. It was like 3.5.
He had for this series. He had 49 assists to 21 turnovers.
That's a 2-to-1, 3-to-1.
Yes.
Ratio? Okay.
Yeah.
2-to-1. Not for Chris Paul. I can't accept that.
Hey, I'm with you, DJ.
I can't accept that.
I can't accept that.
I can accept that.
Y'all serious.
Okay, wait. I didn't mean to cut you out, TJ. But the greatest point guards, they up there like, you know what I'm saying, double digits.
They high in turnovers.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they doing like 15 assists and like 9 turnovers damn near, or 7 turnovers.
He wasn't that high. Y'all.
No, I ain't saying that he was putting up 7 turnovers a game. He doing turnovers in inopportune moments, and I done seen that a lot of times.
It's some very bad moments when Chris
turned the ball.
He had a real bad one where Giannis ripped him in the clutch.
Game 4 was really bad.
Game. This last the championship, the clinching game, he driving. And he just slips and falls.
Slips and fail, yeah.
Hey, listen, okay, look what y'all doing. I just did the numbers. He had 19, he had 21 turnovers in the series.
Okay.
You divide that by 6, that's 3.5 turnovers a night. Where are we getting this 7, 8 from?
I ain't saying
I'm being extra.
Hold on.
I'm honestly being extra.
3.5 turnovers.
But you said 49 to 21, right?
And he had 8 8 assists per night to 3.5 turnovers.
But that's what I was saying. Like, okay,
So that's
like,
a little more
like,
than double.
Yeah,
like,
by his standards, by his lofty standards, okay, yeah. But folks acting like Chris Paul just had a trash ass series at 36 years old. That man did not have just a trash ass series.
it wasn't trash to me. It inconsistent.
He had
Like,
one trash game. Now, one of them games was trash.
That was
What
a
game?
Game
4
4?
or 5? One of them. That shit was garbage. Like, throw it away. Like, you don't even want to look at that tape garbage.
When Booker went for 40,
he
I
had
think
the
that's
bad
when.
night, and they lost.
Mhm.
But I'm saying this. I'm saying, to me, when I be saying inconsistent, I ain't saying like he'll have like a 30-point game and turn around and have like a 9 or 10-point game. I'm saying like, okay, I remember old Chris Paul, man. Like people trying to act like he was just like like how Darren Williams would be floating around like 20 and 10. I remember when Chris Paul was giving you 30s, like high 30s, mid 30s, and getting you 11 assists. I
But
remember
that ain't what he ain't never averaged that though.
no, he
Yeah,
ain't
to your
averaged that,
point.
but I'm saying I remember him in playoff series doing it. I'm saying that
And
he
in
play-
them series, he had to do that because go ahead, T.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna do this here. I'm just gonna do this here. I'm
gonna show you some numbers. Go
I'm
ahead.
just gonna do this here. In the playoff series against Milwaukee, he had the last game he had 5 assists, but anything other than that, he had no less than 7. He delivered. He was trying to deliver, but again, he's 36.
Yeah.
He's in his advanced age because I like to use that term.
And he's 6 feet tall.
He's 6 feet tall. He's diminutive. So I get it. But this is all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give Chris a pass. Because again, I said
You
last
just called
week.
him a choke
Wait
artist.
a minute. Can I explain?
Okay, go ahead.
May I, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I told you I had the cup and the cap. So I was drinking. And I do think
that's what we do here.
And I felt some type of way about how he lost in game 5. I really didn't like the way he lost in game 5. We watched it. We were sitting there on our pads and our TVs, and we saw how Drew did what he did, and then Giannis did the dunk, and that was it. So I feel some type of way about that. This is what I'm gonna say. He's not a top 5 point guard based upon the series, and I don't think you're gonna be able to convince mainstream media otherwise. What I will say is this: Paul's been he's been a benefit of some very terrible shit. And that's like almost saying he's unlucky. Because Doc, I'm just gonna tell you, he ain't that guy with these X's and O's. He ain't. He went 7 with the Spurs. It was Byron Scott there then when they went 7 with the Spurs. Was Byron that guy then? Was Byron at the helm? Because I don't really know.
Talking about we with the Hornets.
When he was at the Hornets.
So
if
you're saying he's unlucky.
I'm gonna say he's unlucky. And I'm gonna say this much. He just really either he might just have to be the first guy to say it's okay to super team. And it's all right.
Let me get some facts only real quick to end this shit. Let me get some facts only. Okay? Because I saw something went viral on Twitter talking about they even y'all see it right here on the screen right now. Okay, y'all see the image. Y'all see that they got the shit, the graveyard and all that kind of shit. They showing CP3 with all the 4 series that he was up 2-0 and all that kind of shit. Okay. But let's look at this shit for real. And I'm the one that always say hashtag watch the games. Okay, watch the games. Okay.
Always.
So I want to go back and kind of do a deep dive on this shit. But just looking at the numbers, if you look at this shit, the Spurs series in 2008, when Chris Paul was up 2-0, Chris Paul ain't had no fucking business being up 2-0 against the Spurs. This the same Spurs that swept LeBron James in 2007.
No disagreement.
Okay? that swept LeBron James in 2007.
Hey,
He had
well,
no business being up on the board 2-up. In that series, you can argue that Chris Paul was the best player on the damn court, and that's including a prime Tim Duncan. Chris Paul went for, I'm rounding, 24, 4, and 11, and 3 steals, 2.6 steals in that series at 22 years old. In contrast, Tim Duncan, who everybody says is the GOAT power forward, in that same series that went 7 games, Tim Duncan only averaged 15 damn points. That's how souped them damn Spurs were. That Tim Duncan could score 15 points a game and still win a series because he had Manu Ginobili averaging 21 and Tony Parker averaging 19. Chris Paul's second best player on that team was David West. In the Grizzlies series that he lost, okay, and where they were up 2-0, he in with the Clippers now, okay. Chris Paul went for 23, 4 boards, and 6 assists. Now, for somebody who called himself the point guard, you might say that 6 assists pretty low. Shit, what the fuck you doing? But as somebody who my senior year, they telling me I averaged 2 assists a game. When I know I'll pass my ass off. We were in an equal opportunity offense. But when you make a pass, in order to get an assist, what the motherfuckers got to do? They got to make the shot. Blake Griffin in that series only averaged 13 points. So in my, like, who it looked like choke? Look like Blake Griffin motherfucking ass wasn't doing shit.
Doc Rivers.
Yeah, you know how I feel about Doc. I didn't spoke on Doc already. We're not gonna get into that. I just spoke on Doc. CP3, his team was up 2-0 against the Blazers. Okay, he got hurt. He played 4 games in that series. Blake Griffin played 4 games in that series, and we see what happened in this series against the Bucks. And a lot of people saying that Drew Holiday outplayed him. Drew Holiday was trash offensively in this series.
His whole job was just neutralized.
Had one big game.
Drew Holiday shot like 30-something% in this series. 30-something
was neutralized.
Now, I'm not going to give that to Chris Paul because I watched the game. It seemed like Mikal Bridges was guarding Drew Holiday. Seemed like they were putting Chris Paul
PJ Tucker
on somebody who was standing in a car. He 36 years old. So
I really think though Drew job was to just be more effective defensively than he was.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna let Drew make it with that. Because Drew could be better than that. Drew might be like on some Paul George shit, like with anxiety or something like that. Because Drew got a little offensive bag, but then Drew just go like blank offensively in certain spots.
Like
now,
that game 6.
Like he just go blank. Now, like for instance, okay, game 6. If Giannis don't lose his mind, they lose that game.
Yeah, they lose.
But Chris Middleton was trash, and Drew Holiday was trash offensively. But Giannis showed why he's the best player in the world currently. You know what I'm saying? So that's what. Yes. He showed why.
I just want to raise my head up and just make sure we was on the same page.
That's why I'm gonna say it don't hurt Chris Paul legacy because I look at him as a classic point guard, a true point guard. And when you're a true point guard, you need these other motherfuckers like Devin Booker, who I saw if you watch the game. Drew Holiday was making Book past that bitch.
He had to.
They'll be running like a down screen to get Book the ball where he want to operate, and Book will be and then pass that bitch off.
Can you avoid your shadow?
Because Drew was like clamping that man.
Can you avoid your shadow?
But Book supposed to be Bean. That was Stephen A. Smith trying to tell me. This ain't my opinion. This ain't my opinion.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Who you just say?
Mainstream sports media trying to tell me that Book is the new Bean.
No.
So Book the new Bean. Fuck Drew Holiday.
This is what we gonna do. No, this is what we gonna do on put it on something. We're going to denounce that bullshit.
But I just want to let the people know
I
that's
got
what these
it.
motherfuckers trying to tell me.
I over here
Okay.
with my Chicago hat,
Miami.
whatever you want to call it.
He
I'm going to denounce that bullshit.
Aiden,
Like Akeem
Aiden?
denounced his throne.
Aiden came
I'm
up
denouncing that
small.
bullshit.
Aiden came up small.
Aiden just missing his
Aiden is a
that he
number
missed
one
last
pick who was compared to fucking Bill Russell. Giannis ain't supposed to get no 50 ball on you. He not
So-
supposed to get no 50 ball on you then.
They said he the best player currently.
It's called weight room.
But I'm saying if Aiden is gonna be what these motherfuckers saying that he supposed to be,
I remember. He
It's
ain't
called
holding
weight
it.
room.
He ain't holding it.
real quick, Wells. And this is stat driven. But CP3 career, 18 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 turnovers. This year, he averaged 16 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 turnovers. In the finals, 21 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 3 turnovers. This is what he does. This is his stat line. This is what he does. This is why me and Clay go back and forth, because he was saying that he was washed. And I'm saying, no, he's not washed. This is what this man has been doing for his career. Like we're trying to make him be put up the points like the point guard of today. That's not really his thing. His thing is I'm gonna control the game. I'm gonna drop these dimes. I'm gonna offer points, here and there. But I need for these other things to be in place also.
You know who I'm comparing him to? His best comp is John Stockton.
It's John Stockton.
And but he ain't never played with a Karl Malone.
No.
You mean
let me interject.
You think Blake ain't no Carl? Blake ain't.
Can I interject?
All
I
right.
think people really like it's games outside of that four when he's losing on them 4 teams where he lost a 2-0 lead. There's other games this what I'm saying that he's inconsistent in. Like,
okay. Or would you say, okay, when I look at a choke artist, I would say they do something uncharacteristic. Like they usually do this, but because of the moment, they don't do it. So what can we point to and say Chris Paul usually don't do this, but because he was in this moment, he didn't live up to who he is?
certain late game turnovers, like how he did with OKC.
But you said he's consistently inconsistent.
I'm saying that. That's why I'm saying, like, that's why I'm not looking at average, because average just gonna tell you what you doing across the series. It's not gonna say, okay, I done turned the ball over in an inopportune moment that caused these motherfuckers to win the game. You see what I'm saying? Like, that average not gonna explain that. That's why I'm saying, like, to me, when I be saying wash, it's like I remember like doing that Spurs, what you talking about with that Spurs series. I remember 30-point game, high 30-point game.
He was dominant at 22 years old.
It's not like he's scoring 21 points all the time. Like I done seen him in games 5, 6s, and 7s and stuff like that.
But he was 22.
He was younger. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm always from originally I was saying that he old, man. He can't do that no more. But we trying to make it seem like, okay, he just gonna take over, and he more of I'm a galvanize the team and squeeze the juices out.
That's what I expect for him. That Book got to be the one to go get the numbers on that.
At the same time,
what's the definition of wash though?
But at the same time, I was just saying mine. But at the same time, we can't let him get away from you disappearing in clutch moments. Like if we gonna say he a point guard and we naming all of this, then when you disappearing in the series like that, like I'm not expecting Drew Holiday to outplay you. I'm not expecting Middleton to outplay you.
But Drew, I would argue that Drew Holiday did not play him. Drew was trash in that series.
Offensively, he was trash, but defensively he shut down Book, and then they put him on put him on CP3, guard him almost full court, and and that's when you start
CP3
seeing
still did well. He shot more than 50% for the series. He averaged more than 20 points per game for the series.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like momentum swing wise, like it looked like to me when they start putting him like the first game, they was like, all right, we gonna see where he at. And he torched their ass. After that, they was like, nah, put him on him. Don't let him come up here like that. Don't
Well,
let him.
they just switching
him.
everything. They switched everything.
Yeah.
They end up getting Coddington. Is that his name?
Yeah.
So like they were trying to hunt him out. Whenever they would get him on him, CP3 go to the mid range and do his thing. But that man 36. It ain't supposed to be him going to get that bucket. That's supposed to be Buck going to get that bucket.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, okay, like the game, what was game 5? Like, okay, if you want a ring,
and that's the one that he fucked up. Like one of them ain't you right. Horrible.
Game 5, that's when they lost their first when they first lost a team first lost their home game. Because they was winning court. They were protecting court. Then they went to Phoenix, and that's when they lost, and that's when TJ was like, he choking, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm saying that all right, this is a pivotal game. Like what people say, the first team to lose at home, that's when it's a series. This is a pivotal game.
Yeah, so they need to retire that cliche. That's dumb.
No, I'm saying this what happened this series. The first team that lost their home game, and it was a wrap. I'm saying that I don't need Drew Holiday to outperform you. I don't need Middleton to outperform you because we saying this Chris Paul better than these guys, right? Are we saying that he's not?
But Chris Paul ain't got a Giannis. See what I'm saying? Middleton got a Giannis. Drew Holiday got a Giannis. Chris Paul ain't never.
They had a Giannis game 6. And
Chris Paul was supposed to play with a Giannis. But David Stern motherfucking ass.
We ain't gotta bring that
in. No, because some of these motherfuckers watching this right now don't know about that. David Stern motherfucking ass.
Stop. He may go back to y'all. But I'm just saying
I ain't got no problem with that.
But I'm just saying that this is Chris Paul. If you want you a ring, I need you to outplay Drew and Middleton. If you're trying to get this ring. Because at this point, we expecting Book, who the youngest probably out of everybody out there, to do everything. And that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, the people saying the reason why they went to the finals is because of Chris Paul. So if we saying this, then I need you to play better game 5. I don't need you to be the 4th best player in that game. I need you to be around 2 or 3. That's why I'm going there. It's like inconsistent for me. Like when somebody steps, it's just like anybody, anything else. If you hooping against somebody on the team and y'all going against the team, it's me and you versus Joe and TJ. And Joe start putting up numbers. TJ putting up numbers. You doing
Joe killing, first of all.
I like where this going.
You going you putting up numbers well. You gonna expect me to be like, well, damn, TJ killing, Joe killing. For us to win this game, I need you to step up and kill. I don't need you to play alone. So that's my point. If you see Drew and Middleton stepping up that game, CP3, hey, if you try to get a ring, you're gonna have to play better than your normal what you doing.
I just think at his age, at that point, I didn't just like okay, same thing for Brun. I didn't expect that from Brun at 36. Some of Brun's witnesses expected that from Brun. I didn't expect that from Brun, and I'm cool with that. Some bitch 36. Now, if he was 26-year-old Brun, I would have ripped his ass. I would have ripped him. You know what I'm saying? But with AD, I don't even want to talk about that shit. But I see what at 36, 6 feet tall, I didn't expect that from CP3. So I guess this CP3, this shit come down to what you expect from this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
He put the nail in the coffin against the Clippers, and game 1 he did. So that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
Okay, let me be forthright with something.
All right.
If AD ain't hurt, Suns going home first round. If
no, they ain't.
Oh, wait. They going home. You saw what AD bullshit at game 1. AD got ripped by the media. AD started hooping, and we took 2 games off that ass. They were going home.
No, they ain't.
They were going home. if Kawhi wasn't hurt, Suns were going home. I'm just being 100. You saw with PG and them. Come on now, T. Didn't that shit what that shit go 7?
Won't he win?
The Kawhi on that team, they lose.
Come on, man.
It
went 6.
I'll put it like this. If Bron
won't he will
deliver and say a storm coming to come out aggressive with AD, they beating them boys.
I'm messing with you, but I'm only messing with you because it's funny that we can sit here and say if Kawhi didn't get hurt, that the Suns going home. We could say if AD didn't get hurt, the Suns will be going home. But we had people that said if you can't say that if CP3 played with the Rockets that they wouldn't have beat the Warriors.
That's
so
true.
If we can't say that, then we can't say this. I'm not really talking to you.
Okay.
But even one of my dearest friends, and it wasn't even Clay, it was Patty that put in a text. He said, I mentioned CP3. I said if the Rockets had them, the Warriors going home. Clay was with them. Patty told me, how can you say that? So if you're gonna make that point, then you can't make that point with any injuries.
Hey, what I'm gonna hold Chris Paul to, because I respect him as a classic point. He ain't drank no titty milk. He's had some situations where he's been in some situations where they can win. With that Houston series, America, the Houston Rockets with Chris Paul and James Harden played better against the KD-led Golden State Warriors than the LeBron James Cavs did. Okay?
That's true.
But CP3 not drinking no titty milk fucked it up. So if I'm going to hold anything against Chris Paul, I'm going to hold that. He should have been more serious about his training, his health, and all that shit back then. But America, we want y'all to chime in. You know what I'm talking about? We want y'all to tell us what y'all think about Chris Paul. We hold him in great esteem. You know what I'm talking about? He goes by the point guard. You
Top 6 all time.
So, but hey, some motherfuckers saying Rondo is better than Chris Paul. No, so we want y'all to that's what Skip Bayless told me.
Tell Skip Bayless.
Bayless told me Rondo is better because he got
Skip Bayless to take the 9 and thumb cock it and shoot himself.
America, y'all tell us.
End it. Skip, end this shit.
We're gonna end this segment. America, y'all tell us what y'all think. Does this final loss hurt Chris Paul's legacy? Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.